basically, what we are going to discuss about will involve knowledge sharing, to involve learning in the process, and if possible, we can bring people up to speed to also join in the conversation. And I think it's just a general knowledge that everybody needs to have an idea about, and we'll talk about a lot of things as the spirit leads. So I think it's not it shouldn't be a knowledge that is limited. It should be an open circle, a community knowledge, and we are building a community, so that's perfect.
What would you say are the core values of that community you want to build, or you are building?
We are looking at a community where people will share knowledge, people with different business ideas can come together and work in an ecosystem where they help promote themselves in a way that is not parasitic, but self-sufficient, while also helping each other. For example, let me use what I'm trying to look for a plant. Which plant will
I don't know many African plants.
I don't know. Okay, let's even look at like a pond. You understand, like a pond where you grow fishes. Like if you are training food, at a point you need to look for filter. You pick out the bigger ones and leave the smaller ones there to grow at the same pace. So if we are going to build a community, we are not looking at a community where some persons will overfeed and be bigger than others. We want a community where it is not survival of the fittest. A community where everybody grow at the same pace. But even when you are growing faster than others, you can help bring others up to speed. You can also serve others in that capacity and function. So I think that is even the best approach. So mutual benefiting, self-respecting, and self-sufficient community. So it can cut across automobile, electricals, agriculture, like the self-sufficient communities you are looking at. And we can come across any aspect of life that we as Africans wants to develop.
What about the advice you talked about and helping others? What would you say was the best advice that has been given to you when it comes to business and entrepreneurship? And who gave you that advice?
Okay, why I'm even laughing is one, I'm more of a, let's say, when you are an animal, like a certain kind of animal, you want to give back what you lacked. For example, a home. Let's look at an orphan, for example. One of your greatest fear will likely be to create children and die and leave them. Like to also create another set of orphans. That's likely be one of your greatest fear. So I think I come from the foundation where I didn't really have much of mentors. I think my biggest model and mentor will likely be my mom. Aside that, my dad died quite early, but he's one of my bigger post. They say post-mortem, or is it a post-mortem mentor kind of? He was a civil engineer, kind of the type that learns from artisanship, not from the degree paper kind of. Let me just use the right term. He was a contractor, though later he went to school and got the nursery certification that he needed. But this was someone that never went to school. Like when he started the job, but as at the last time, the last time I saw him use his hand, if he drew a business, if he drew a project, like if he draws a plan for a house with he will use Vaseline oil on a paper, use pencil to sketch it. When he's done, you would think that thing was drawn with a computer. But this was someone that did not learn any technical drawing from any school, did not learn any design, but he was naturally gifted in. So I learned a lot from him. So I'm looking at, I did not really have much when he left, so we didn't really have much people to learn these things from. And I'm from my own background, it's not really a business background, but I've always had the inclination towards business. So I want to give what I did not have. But the other aspect I can say is I've learned so much from people. I've learned so much from Miss Tony Lumelu. I've learned how they give out to the community, how they provide through his foundation, how they provide funds for businesses that are just coming, that for businesses. Those funds help set up different businesses. So that inspires me a lot to try to create an ecosystem where businesses can help themselves grow while having the Buying Bite as a bigger guy to help that ecosystem survive. Okay, so for example, like I used the example of the fish pond, you need someone that services the pond. The main thing is, for example, when the person has seen that the fishes have grown, they use a particular size of net, pick out the ones that are of the same shape, put it in another pond. They don't abandon the smaller ones that are already in the pond. They are not going to abandon the other ones at the other, like the next pond. Like that, they can create maybe within that span, maybe like 3 different ponds, capturing 3 different sizes of fish, meaning that you are helping these fishes grow, but you are keeping them in community aspect. So you can keep businesses. When this one grows higher, than you move them to a certain, like still within the same ecosystem, but in the system where they are growing between themselves, like they're not competing, but they are growing within the same arrangement. You understand? So if these ones are bigger than these ones will stay with their size, this one stay with their size, this one stay with their size. So I'm basically looking at that environment where Buying Bite will grow to that point that it will be that ecosystem where it will house a lot of businesses that are sharing these benefits together, businesses that are helping themselves to grow, businesses that are helping smaller businesses to grow. The smaller business will also help the ones smaller than them to grow. That way you have a chain. You have a chain effect, you have a multiplier effect. You understand? You have an effect that from the top to the bottom, there's a growth process. Nobody's left behind, nobody's stunted along. You understand? So that's basically the summary of what we are looking at.
Okay. What was it like growing up? You have siblings?
Yeah.
So siblings and your mom. Or was it a community setting?
Okay, basically, I grew up in a, we have one girl, seniors all of us. We are mostly 3 boys. So the age gap is not that much. So it's not that much. So I think I started being a father at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I had to have that mindset, but as much as possible, since the age gap wasn't that much, so we behave like friends. So if you see me and my siblings, you might not know who is actually the senior or who is the junior. So I have been able to migrate the process of not just acting like a firstborn, but also trying to navigate what it means to be a father, a firstborn, a brother, a friend across this line. So growing up basically gave me the opportunity to learn some leadership skills. So, but if I want to go back to the root, actually grew up in a very large community because we had my mom is more of a royalty inclined, so we had a lot of people around us. We always had a large house.
You always had
a large house.
lounge
If it's
house,
not
okay.
if it's not from the mother side, to be from the father side. Yeah, so we always had people visiting. We always had people staying with us. We always had a lot of I won't call them mates, a lot of relatives staying with us. So we had a lot of people around. So I come from that kind of community where within us as a family, there are other families staying with us. And my dad was more of an community kind of man. So he had a lot of here, is there, is there. So that also tripled into the house. So we had a lot of persons in the house. So I'm used to that life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it like growing up as the firstborn? How old were you when your father passed away?
Okay, so it was almost in my, we buried in my first year in the university. I was 2 weeks into my year one. I didn't even tell my colleagues. Most of them got angry at me, but it's my own thing. Sometimes I don't like to burden people with my problems. So it was only after the burial that they heard, when I came back, that they heard that I went for my dad's burial. So actually, I let's just say it was basically around 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, 2009. So.
And how did that change the responsibility you had in your community, at home, with your family?
It didn't really change much because already it's its demise did not just happen in the 2029. It took a lot of time. So I already had to step in while he was going through the process of trying to, you know, handle some of his challenges, like health challenges. I already stepped in early, so it wasn't. I didn't feel. I didn't feel much. I didn't feel much. The part that I do feel now is actually what would have become, like the things that we would have learned from him, the things he was doing, the things he could achieve at a very tender age. I think he died at the age of 46, but by when he got to that age, he was already a very big man. He was already a treasurer, secretary at who, like, he got houses. So he was already a very big figure, and politically he was there. He had a very big political platforms that had a lot of persons on board. He worked with a lot of persons, people like, I think even the current Senate president, he has worked with him before. When he has worked with people like Enaidem. He had, like, politically, he was, most of these persons were were among his, I won't say circle, they were among his acquaintance politically. So, so he wasn't just an ordinary figure, he was a known figure politically, at least within the place that he was. So it wasn't difficult that much. It was just missing that aspect. Like what if he was around? Look at where he was. If he was around, we would have been here. So that's just the outside that I didn't feel much. I didn't feel much. I already learned how to, they say you learn how to die by sleeping.
By sleeping?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes sense, happy. So I was already used to having his absence before he actually passed. So it wasn't much of a the part that we actually missed was the unknown. That was the part that we actually missed, the unknown. Because of where he got himself to. And he was an orphan, so that energy, where when you see an orphan doing so much at a certain age, so you already this is where this man would have been here. So
does that put you under pressure? It can be in a good way, but to know that your father achieved so much at a young age. Do you feel sometimes, I need to make him proud, or whatever that means to you?
Okay, so I'll put it in different form. When he already had a registered company, had a company car, had a lot of persons coming to the house doing a lot of contracts. Like I said, even the current Senate president, he once built something for the man when the man was a commissioner. He handled one of the man's projects then when the man was a commissioner at our state then. So it's not I do feel pressured, but because I'm not someone that is moved by these things. I'm not someone that is natural. I've learned to weather the storm. I've learned to swim in the ocean, in the waters. I've learned to swim in that waters alone, without having too many father figures around me. So it doesn't bother me. I just know that, in fact, part of when I look at things, I look at it's time might delay, but with time you can always get there. Look at is it the KFC or the McDonald's guy? One of them got at a certain age, so
late.
So, got his foot in late. So me, it's not like I want to be there. Not like I will now look at, my dad achieved so much at a younger age, then what is keeping, you understand? So I'm not that old. So I feel that when you build the basic foundation, all it takes, you can use 1 week and raise the house to a lintel, as far as this foundation is okay. So you can use 1 year and build your empire. You can use 2 years and build your empire. You can use 3 years and build your empire. As far as you laid the basic foundation. So I care more about the foundation. You understand? My preference is more on build a strong foundation, so that when the opportunity comes, when the wealth comes, you are able to have these strong roots that can hold the pressure that comes with success. Because every success comes with its own pressure. So if your foundation was not strong, if you're busy building a faulty foundation because you were pressured, Oh, my dad did this before the age of 40. My dad did this before the age of 30. If you are busy putting that pressure on yourself and building a foundation that is not strong enough, what happens when you are more lucky than he was and your wealth happens to come within a span of 1 year? How are you going to can what you've built so far, can he absorb that pressure that comes with it? So I've I I think there's one of my classmates once said something. I can't forget I can't forget that word. That time we just finished secondary school, so a lot of our classmates were having admission. They were having admission and the rest. So we met after church. I don't know how to, but let me just say he's more of a from a wealthy kind of family. At least the father is well to do. So we had certain heart to heart discussion, and he told me, and I asked him, how far are all these people? They have gone for, like, they have gotten admissions and the rest. He now told me it is not how far, but how well. So that word used to sink, that, like, from that period I take that word, it sinks into me most of the time. And funny enough, we got admission the next, like, that same, I think that same year, we both of us, we got admission into the same school. So the first thing is, once I hear people trying to put pressure on themselves, the first thing I ask myself is, how well, not how fast. What you are building, when it comes, when the windfall comes, can you sustain yourself? What are they welding?
I don't know what they're doing.
So that's basically part of the questions I do ask. So I believe that once you are able to build a very good foundation, any other thing is secondary. Whether your father had car before certain age, it's not necessary. Just believe in what you are building, keep building, and the story at the end of the day will be you'll be satisfied by what you've done so far.
Do you know these people? Is Ausbos, Olanre Waju, Romagna, Big Dingo? Do you know any of these?
No. What are they saying?
You're just in here. I mean, in the live, and since it's your TikTok and community,
it's okay.
maybe you know them.
Yeah.
You mentioned royalty background.
Okay.
Can you tell me more?
Is this something I want to talk about? What?
Or not tonight? Maybe we can think about it. We can talk about it.
Okay, let me just flash on it.
Okay.
My mom is actually from a royal family. So basically in their village, they are the only ones, like the family, they are the only ones that have those chain of leadership. You cannot take that leadership away from the family. So they have been the dad was supposed to be the village head then, but the dad died early, so this uncle, the brother to the dad, became the village head and later became the clan head. So
clan head.
Yeah, clan head. So
how long ago was this?
Even till now, it's still their family member that is sitting on the chair.
But when was the first family established?
Okay, this is maternal, so it's been there for a very long time. I might not have that deep idea of when they started, but it has been the family chain. It has been in the family chain for a very long time, for as long as anybody can remember. So it has been from one generation to the other.
Interesting.
So that's. But my dad is just from a humble background.
From a humble background.
Humble background.
I find that very interesting how leadership, it doesn't really matter what name you give it, whether it's a clan leader, royalty, president.
Okay. No,
It's just
in terms of even their size, it's even the village head that is actually the most, because the clan head is actually rotated among villages.
okay.
So, but anytime it comes to my mom's village, it is their family that takes the title. So it is rotated among villages.
So it's the title is divided to,
They have village head.
yeah.
They have the way the African community is designed. We have a family. The family is what they call, in terms of my place, they call it ekpok.
Okay.
So they have the ekpok, which is a family. That is you call it extended family. So you now have the village, because it's a family that make up the village. So from the village, you now have the clan. Villages make up the clan. And the clan is what makes up the current local government setting you have. So some local government might have up to 50 clans and the rest. So the local government makes up the states, and the state makes up the nation. So basically that's the Nigerian setting is. So you start from the family to the clan, family to the village, family head, village head, clan head. Then you now have the local government, which is the modern democracy fused into the traditional system. Why I can't really say kings is because in our own side we never had kings.
Okay.
Kingship wasn't our thing.
Was it queens?
No, like kingship wasn't our thing.
So no kings, no queens.
What we had was a republican system where head of families come and sit down and discuss and make decisions.
Interesting. Did you partake in these discussions growing up there?
No, these are generations by my.
Oh, it doesn't happen anymore.
No, they still happen, because I remember one time we visited maternal grandfathers, or say step grandfather, kind of. It's my mom's uncle.
Yeah.
So we visited. On so many occasions we stayed in the royal house, and we saw them having a lot of meetings, councils of family heads having meeting in the village and the rest. So I was able to have those experiences, seeing them come with their traditional attire, sitting down to have those meetings and the rest. And in fact, most of the time that we were there, they're always preparing food, because it's from one meeting to the other. And when these chiefs are coming, you have to prepare food for all the chiefs that are coming. So basically,
that's a business you could pitch. That's where soft food could go. Right?
Yeah. That's part of it.
Okay. Interesting. So you never took part in all of these meetings growing up? Not that you can remember of.
I'm more of a grandchild, so
Okay.
But I'm not even. I'm more of a grandchild, not like I'm in line for any of this thing. I only have that part of that blood, not the full blood. You are from where your father is. You only have, the only thing is that because of the structure of the royal house, we were always mandated to visit most of the time. So we did lots of visits. Yeah. So you don't have to, like, there's no Christmas, there's no this thing that you will not have to visit. So when you visit, there are always a lot of persons in that compound. So it's like a festival. Every day, every seconds, they are cooking in the morning, they are cooking in the afternoon, they are cooking in the evening, and not just cooking, big size of cooking, because this period there are meetings, there are people visiting, there are people coming to, maybe a lot of persons coming back to the villages, they are coming to see the clan head, they are coming to see the village head. You understand? So if the meeting is not on clan side, it's on the village. So it was just we going there. Maybe sometimes we can stay there 3 days before we now go to my father's village. So that was how it was. Most of the time we stay there before we now go to my father's village. So even in my father's village, we don't stay that long, but we can stay up to maybe 3 days, 4 days this side. Then we now go to my father's village to stay for some time. Now go back. My dad wasn't even someone that likes the children staying. Like he wasn't someone that likes his children staying somewhere without him being around. So if we travel for those village visits, we don't stay long.
Okay.
So it could just be 1 day and 2 days, and we move to the next location. And after that, you are back to the town where we actually resided.
What are your best childhood memories from that lifestyle?
Okay. I think my best childhood memory would have been, is it like childhood memory or from that particular settings?
Well, whatever comes up when I mention or ask.
I have a lot of childhood memory.
What's the first that comes to your mind? Your earliest childhood memory.
My earliest childhood memory will be when my last born was okay. It wasn't even. It was when I was able to do my first, like when I read my first English word. It came to me like anointing, like when, like it came to me like anointing. Let me put it that way. All this while we've been going to school. We're almost like I was, how old was I? I was about not sure I was up to 5. I was around 5. So me going to school every day, coming back, just normal life. So one day I picked the exercise book and I looked into it. I was able to read what was on it. It was a primary 1 book. So when I read the lines, it made meaning to me. What I read made meaning to me. And so I shouted and ran out of the house and was telling everybody, I can read, I can read, I can read. So that has been my earliest childhood memory. The second one was when our nanny used to, let me use the term nanny, our nanny used to tell us to look up. When we look up, they will eat our food. So they tell us, look up, you look up, they will eat your food. Look up, you look up, they will eat your food. Then I can still remember when our last born was born. My dad's brother came in with his station wagon. My dad had station wagon then. So my dad's brother was the one that was driving the station wagon. So he brought our last born back. I can remember when my dad even drove that station wagon and ran into our veranda. Thank God nobody died. So I can remember those ones. I can remember my first time of eating noodles. We were actually a very traditional kind of family. So our kind of meal was more of just basically the African, like our own Ibibio meals, and food kind of meals. So the first day, it was a neighbor that prepared Indomie. So I don't even think I I didn't. In fact, I didn't tell. I didn't tell. I didn't tell my mom because maybe they would have killed me by then and buried me because
Why?
it was actually a crime to collect somebody anything and eat.
Why?
That's how we were trained. You don't get something from people to eat.
As a kid or
As a
just in
kid, as a
general?
kid, as a kid.
Okay.
You
Oh,
don't.
that makes sense.
So, so I went.
But you really felt like eating noodles,
No,
so you.
I was the. It wasn't. I think it was a connection. It wasn't because I felt like eating noodles. It wasn't because I was hungry. I had this one of the son of that family was a like a senior, but we were very close.
Okay.
So I think by now, I don't know if he has even been ordained a referent father self. By now he should be a referent father also. So what even happened? We were very close, and he used to do this altar boys. We used to serve as mass. So I was looking up to him to join. When you see people hold their
Oh,
hands in the altar, so
yeah.
you now look at or look up to them as a kind of mentor that one day you also be joining your hands in the altar and also serving as
Yeah.
mass. So we became kind of close because when he comes back, he will practice those things at home. And when he's practicing at home, he will need people to practice that altar saving with him. So we'll join him to
Again.
practice it with
Again.
him. So we became close. So one time we went to their house and they cooked indomie. And me, I've never seen such meal. So they cook and they called me, and because we were close, so I joined. But I think that was the only time I actually ate it. Because all the other times that they've been calling me, I'm not. We'll just be avoiding running.
Yeah.
Sometimes you say when they call you, run out. When
Yeah.
they call you to come and eat, you run out. But
Yeah.
that particular time, we already gotten so close, and I was now looking up as a mentor model
Yeah, it
thing.
wasn't a
So
stranger. It's
so
just.
when he called me out of respect, and the food was actually looking strange, and I said, let me just try it.
Yeah.
So that's part of the childhood memory. I'm not even sure I was up to 7 then,
Okay.
but I have a very vivid memory of those.
First time having noodles.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I even have memory of when certain kind of when my when my last born poured hot water on himself. So all those childhood memory. And when we used to go to school, when they used to bring, there's one person they call Family Baba.
Family baba.
And yeah, he uses this a hand cutting, like this hand clipper.
Okay.
No electricity. He will now squack, 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 squack. He will cut our hair.
Okay.
So I have those vivid memories of
Yeah.
those ones. Then when we fall sick, the nurse, one of my childhood friend's father, he will inject us, and anytime he injects us, we must limp. We must limp. So
They just put you to sleep instead of
we always limp. So I can't
curing
forget
you.
that. Like there's no other man will put you injection, you will not limp. We always limp. At least you will limp until for at least for 3 days you will limp. So I can remember those ones. Lot of childhood memories.
There is a lot.
Like this is before the age of 7. Or these memories are
Yeah.
before the age of 7. So I think I actually opened eye very early because I was very young when I started reading. So that in fact that one is the one I can't forget. The way I ran out of the house shouting and telling everybody I can read. It was like a miracle happened. Something that you've not experienced, and you did it that day, and you understood what you read, and you know that what you read was actually, you understand, correct.
Yeah.
And everything. Like the way I was shouting, I ran to everybody. I ran to my mom, mommy, I can read. John ran out of the house shouting, I can read, I can read, I can read. The feeling, like I can't forget that experience.
It started at 6 people, now it says 16. Is there any question you'd like to ask them in general, just to see if they're actually listening or if it's just.
Maybe you want to accept a. Okay. Mostly, let's deal with the line of that childhood memory. You know, there are a lot of persons that can only remember something up to the age of 10. Some persons remember. Some persons just want to forget their childhood memory. Mine, mine, the funny ones, especially the ones that our nanny used to tell us, look up. There's one that I cannot forget. There's this thing they call Akata. There's this thing they call Akata. Akata is a local band. They actually, when they come, they sing. They're like gossipers. You know, have you watched Gossip? Is it Gossip Girl?
No.
Okay, but they are like gossipers. What they do is they will stay in the environment. They will sing what everybody did in the daytime. If you cheated on your husband, Akata will sing it. If you stole something, Akata will sing it. Whatever you did, they will sing it. But I think most of the time they didn't used to mention the name of the people that did those things. But they will put dots. They will put the signs that will connect the dots so that anybody that's listening to them singing will connect the dots. So anytime Akata comes to the house, my junior brother used to cry a lot.
The Akata, sir. Somebody called Benny said, I am the Akata.
So my...
Oh, that means she's someone who likes to gossip. Is that what it means?
It's actually funny how someone was saying they are the Akata. Except except there's something they call AKPAN. Like AKPAN is sign up for something. In English, they will say, have you signed up? Like you sign up for Facebook. So then they will say, meban Akata. So like, have you signed up for Akata? So something like that. So
okay.
So except the person has signed up for Akata, kind of.
Oh.
Yeah.
To be part of that group.
Yeah, to be part of that group. So anytime that Akata comes, my brother will be crying.
Already signed up. How do you sign up?
Is
it women only?
No, it's not. I don't think women sign up for Akata. Akata is a man's thing.
Oh, it's a man's thing?
Yeah, that's not a woman. Akata is a man's thing.
I can't really see the profile picture, but it's dark.
No, it's a man.
Oh, it's a man thing.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Gossip Girl, so I thought it was a.
No, I was just using that as I was trying to like.
And I went to
that movie, Gossip Girl. What people do, what the rich in that society were doing, they will now post it on that blog. So I was just using it to connect to what Akata used to do. So they will sing. They will try to cover our last born mouth so that because our second boy, he used to cry a lot when Akata is around. He will cry. Nobody will sleep, and Akata will be singing at the background. And you cannot go out when Akata is singing. Only people that have signed up, like people that have banned, Akata, people that have signed up for Akata that can go out and sit down with them. And it's only senior men. Children, you cannot go out. So
why?
Children and women cannot go out. It's just a tradition.
Okay.
So when they will sing as if they are singing from their nose.
Okay.
So they will be making such sound, but you will hear what they are singing.
Okay.
So for example, if you slept with someone's wife, they will come and say, so person wore so clothes, went and slept with so person's wife. The person's wife is the name start with this. He does not do this. Before you know it, they will not mention the person's name, but they will lay so many cues.
Yeah.
Like if you are not careful, if you are not listening very well, and if you know, you cannot say it, because Akata will warn you that they did not mention someone's name before you go and put yourself into trouble. If they used to just report things that happen in the society during the day. They report it that night. And I can't even remember how many times they used to come, but that's basically how we and like if I forget that part of my child, it will be very funny. Well, I used to enjoy their voice, their sound, very local. Like, let me see. I think I have one on TikTok. I can play one sound, closer sound, one sound that is very close to Akata sound. Let me see if I have it.
Mm.
I'm not sure we have it. Now, very, very nice. They have very nice music. I wish I can see it on TikTok. Akata.
Mm.
Akata. Let me check.
When you say you have to sign up to become or be part of the Akata, how do you sign up
How do you sign up?
to become an Akata?
Okay, so in the Efik Ibibio and now community, we have something like they call it, let's say ritual. Should I say ritual kind of ritual rites?
Okay.
That you have to do. So first you learn the act of Nsibidi. There's something that Nsibidi.
What is that?
Nsibidi is an ancient writing that is only understood by members of the and Ekpo society. So I think Akata is a group, is a kind of Ekpo and a kind of. So they have their. So before you become a member, you need to know some of these rights. So they will go and initiate you. Okay, let me not even use the term sign up. Let me initiate.
Okay.
You have to be an initiate of Akata. So they'll go and initiate you. They'll do their ritual rites and the rest. You pay certain things. They'll teach you some of their codes. They'll teach you their languages, their code. So in CBD, it's part of the language the writing style and language they will teach you. So that if they say something, if they do something, if they show you a sign, only their initiate will understand. If you are not an initiate, you cannot understand.
Akata. So that's the first comment you ever got. Or interaction with the chat. I am the Akata, sir. So that Benny could...
Okay, I know Benny.
Oh, you know him?
I know him.
What can you tell us about Benny?
I I met him in one of our friends' life. So once in a while he comes around. He's a good man.
You met him where?
On a live
TikTok
live, yeah, TikTok live,
okay.
TikTok live. So
what was the live about?
He's always engaging. That is one thing about him. Ben is always engaging.
What was that friend's life about?
Okay, we talk about a lot of things, about life, about the different topics, just forming a community, discussing.
So you usually talk about a lot of things at the same time, or you do?
No, they talk about a lot of things across board, but it's a very mature platform where people get to have different discussion.
Always in a good. How do the arguments evolve? Does it ever escalate beyond?
No.
What's
I
reasonable? So
far that I've been there, is always very respectful and there are very matured minds on the platform. So yeah, so I've not really had a situation where it has escalated to a level where it is out of line.
Out of mind?
No, I say out of line. Like,
out of line?
Yeah, crossing boundaries.
Even on Twitter?
No, not. I mean, this one I met him on TikTok live, not Twitter. Twitter. There are no boundaries on Twitter.
That's what I'm asking, because sometimes you said you.
Twitter is the most toxic place on it. There are no boundaries.
And you like it?
Not like I like it. I think it's where Twitter is the place that you express your demons.
You have a lot of demons.
You show. Everybody has a demon. There's nobody that doesn't have a demon.
What do you call demon?
What I call demon is the ability to go haywire.
To go?
Haywire.
Okay.
Like ability to to be the worst version of yourself. For example, on Twitter, if you come and tell me you're an idiot, I will tell you you're a fool. You understand? Like, I will abuse you back. On a very good day, that might not be my disposition, it might not be in me to give you that reply. But on Twitter, I will not. Twitter, I think Twitter is the only place that nobody wants anybody to be a champion for one day. And life is too short for one person to use you and be a champion for even one moment. So Twitter is that toxic, but it helps. In fact, it's the only place that anybody can wake up and drag even Dangote and talk about anybody. People can drag anybody. So I think it's where people have that ability to express the worst version of themselves. And it's actually a good thing because you actually know the limits to what you can do and what you cannot do.
So since it's public, can you tell me, us, because there are other people listening, what the arguments or your demons say on Twitter? What are the worst things that you've said on Twitter?
On Twitter, I'm basically more of I argue across board. So my worst part of Twitter will be, I don't think it will be the religion Twitter, it will be the political Twitter.
Okay.
Because there, I don't keep prisoners. Yeah. I say my mind. I attack whoever I want to attack. And if you put yourself, stray bullet will hit you.
What is your Twitter for those who want to go and talk to you?
No. That's out of scope.
Okay, they can figure it out for themselves.
My Twitter is not, I don't think it's
it's private.
It's more of a
anonymous.
Not anonymous. It's not anonymous. I have a name there, but I think I have like 2 Twitter accounts.
Okay.
So one is my me. One is me. The other one is still me. I used to use my full self, like full me, pictures and everything. But at a point, I discovered that I told myself that sometimes you need to separate yourself from your demons. So
yeah.
I had to open the second Twitter account. So the second Twitter account, I don't even know the name, but okay. I use it most times. Okay. I just switch in between the 2 accounts. Okay. But the main Twitter account still has, I think there is very moderately, it's just very decent. Okay. It's only when I put an opinion or I'm replying to an opinion that looks funny or looks, should I use the word stupid? Let me bring in that Twitter energy. If I see an opinion that looks stupid, I can reply to that opinion. Okay. Or that looks foolish, I reply to it. So that's just the Twitter. But aside that, I personally don't just sit down and write anything. Like you won't on my Twitter account, you won't see any scandalous post like outside. I think the highest that I've done so far, I said something funny, and that's been my highest engagement.
What did you say?
I don't think I wanted to be it. What was that? It was about I'm pro-life. So it was about I said something about abortion. So a lot of ladies attacked me. But at the end of the day, I was right. So I don't want to dwell on it.
Oh, you don't want to do it again?
No, like I don't want to go that topic, but I was actually right because.
What is that like in Nigeria? What's the public opinion like when it comes to abortion? Most
Nigerians are pretenders about when it comes to abortion. Most Nigerians pretend. Most to just tell you the truth. If they say 100%, This is my own statistics, so I stand corrected. If they say 100%, out of 100%, if 50% of them says they are against Twitter, out of that 50% that says they are against, sorry, that says they are against abortion, out of that 50, 25 have done it. They have either done it, they have encouraged someone to do it. So me, I'm pro-life. My hand, for so far, my hand has not been stained on that. So I don't see myself supporting it. I don't see myself understanding why it should be done. I don't see myself understanding it even in the nearest future. And it's not something I want to, because it's a very sensitive topic. A lot of persons might even say no, but they have supported someone, they have told someone to go and do it. So to me, it's a very personal, I take it very personal. Because I'm just pro-life. I just it so. But people that have done it, I'm not the judge. I'm not God that should judge. But I can only tell you it is not okay. You understand? I can only tell you it's not okay. As per my own opinion. That's my own opinion. That's not judgment. That's just my own opinion.
Interesting. It's closing up to an hour, and is it 28 people are currently watching?
That's much.
How would you wrap up the conversation if you had to sum it up? That
Like,
1 hour.
That 1 hour.
Yeah, if you had to make a summary.
Okay, I think we've talked about a lot. We've deviated in some instances, but to summarize it, we started with the aspect of it was just about real life issues now. We didn't talk about business much, so just personal, into the community life. How do you want to build the ecosystem? The fish analogy. So in summary, what I could just say is trying to fuse an idea with your background.
Where you come from.
Yeah, where you come from, your foundation. Like, for example, someone who is from a trust fund background will not relate with my foundation. It's only people that have come from my own setting that can relate with my foundation. Because in some situation I think I've done a lot of stuff, like I've experienced life in some major things. Started doing, especially I once told you about farming, how we used to do farming when we were kids, and how we practically live our life around farm. Year in, year out, we didn't used to go to the market to buy, say, food materials, because from season to season, for example, we had yam farms, we had cassava farms, we had a vegetable farm that was almost 100 meters, like a football pitch. So we cultivated that for just vegetables. We had farmlands for cassava, we had yam, we had a cocoyam. So year in, year out, the way my mom structured, so because we actually grew up in the barracks where there were a lot of lands that soldiers were not even using. So the way our life was structured was in such a way that year in, year out, we don't buy so much from the market. When it's this season for yam, we are eating yam. When the yam is almost going, we must have already stocked up a lot of yam, because from our farm we used to create a yam barn at our backyard, and under our shank in the kitchen we used to have a lot of yam piled up for, like, at least for the season. So what you really notice most will be that when it's time for yam, cassava will not be, like, the cassava will not be there. But when it's time for cassava, we do process it, put it in bags, and it lasts us till the next season. In fact, I think from January okay, January is when you basically do the planting. But at a point, there is one period you start cutting. You will not harvest it totally. You cut it. Well, I think that's usually the dry season. It will be around November that you start, November, December period that you start, not December, around November that you start cutting, so that when you cut part of the root of the, like the cassava, the remaining part will grow back. So that by January, when you are harvesting for the new farming season, you are harvesting with a full cassava tubers. So we had that kind of, like, when we finish processing it, we buy dawa process. We had different form of, aside the gari, we have the dawa, like the amala. We used to do this amala. I know how to do it. We had the one that you do with corn. We had the one that you do with guinea corn. We had the ones you do with cassava shaft. You mix it with corn and the dawa. We even had a fufu. Know how to process all these things. So for the vegetables, we practically had a lot of peppers. My most favorite, my favorite vegetable to plant was pepper. We had pepper. We had leaves from, our side. We have a lot of leaves. Most of our soups are leaf based. So we had the afang, but we used to buy afang from the market because we didn't really. It's only my grandmom that had that skill to plant afang. We didn't really invest in that. But vegetable leaf, this fruited pumpkin, that's my specialty. To plant it, stake it, for it to come out with the stem and everything. When it starts getting hard, you turn it to a kaika. We had a ditan. We had then this scent leaf. Scent leaf. I used to do scent leaf, so plant it a lot. We had a lot of scent leaf. So had that, basically that skills on how to plant scent leaf. We used to plant tomato, cucumber, water. This is a melon. We used to plant melon, watermelon, lot of stuff. So year in, year out, we never had to. If you go to the market, you are buying fish, you are buying crayfish. You understand? Because those comes from the water, not from the ground. But there's practically nothing that comes from the ground that we had to buy that much.
Okay.
So basically, like I said, the summary will be fusing life, your background, your foundation with what you are building at the current situation. So I think these things are they're interrelated and very connected.
For next time, I think it would make sense to send this talk to Matthew, and he can give his perspective, his side of the story, and then it'll make sense to talk business as well.
Yeah. You have another topic you want to go into?
Come again?
I mean, another topic you want to go into?
Another topic right now?
Yeah, you want to take a break?
Do you have a topic you want to get into right now?
Let's.
Or maybe the audience has
I think
a topic.
you should. I think you should be on the hot seat. Let's discuss Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Yeah.
What
Just
questions do you have?
Just pick a. Let's start with growing up. Like,
growing up?
let's deal with. I want to know how the community day is formed.
Well, I can tell you how my community was formed growing up in Switzerland. People, because they work 9 to 5, most of them, you don't have the same community lifestyle as you have here.
Okay.
Like village life, where everyone in the neighborhood knows
Everybody's
everyone.
farming. Yeah. Everybody knows everybody.
So my friends were my family growing up.
Okay.
Spend most of my time with my friends, whether it's at kindergarten or then at school or after school when you stay in the school compound and wait for your parents to come and pick you up after work.
Okay.
Spend a lot of time with my friends. And then I started playing ice hockey when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And made a lot of friends there as well. So spend a lot of afternoons at the ice rink with my friends from 10 till 20 years old. So these are my core community. I mean, family, of course, and then outside family, it's
Okay.
friends I grew up with.
Did you have something like did you like, I know some part of, like there are some videos I saw where people grew up in ranches.
In?
Ranch, like kind of
Ranches.
ranch. Or do you have a farming, did you have a farming community
No,
that
I
you
grew up
grew
in
up
a
in?
city or in a town.
Okay, town, city
Yes.
kind of
So I
environment.
grew up in a flat.
A flat. Okay,
Yes.
that means you're the 9 to 5 proper life.
Kind of, because my father was a teacher, is
Okay.
still to this day. So it's more 7:45 a.m. until 3, 4 p.m.
Okay.
My mom was working as a translator, so I think she had more of a 9 to 5 than my father. But in Switzerland, would be 9 to 6.
Okay. My mom and dad, my mom and dad, my mom is a teacher, at least retired now, teacher. So my dad was a teacher, but also a contractor, civil engineer, or civil engineering, to to put it in perspective. So
my mom is a teacher now.
yeah,
She changed.
Okay.
So a lot of teachers in my family. My grandfather was a teacher. My uncle is a teacher.
Do they have that much school in Switzerland? That almost everywhere, or it's just your community?
I think it's a family thing.
Okay.
There are a lot of, schools, and a lot of teachers are needed now.
Okay.
Maybe not in all the fields or all the.
Is that basically for the population or for foreign? Is it for foreign students, or do you have a situation where there are a lot of persons, maybe rich elites coming from outside to Switzerland to school or something?
I don't really know what it's like. Or what's the question? Why are there so many teachers? Or
no, I'm looking at your community life now is basically among teachers. So I'm looking at the Swiss as a country. Looks like Switzerland as a country.
Yes.
Looks like an environment where a lot of elites will want to send their kids there. So my question is, for that very mindset that I have, is it connected in such? Is there that kind of stuff where there are a lot of schools because you have a lot of foreigners coming in to come and school there?
I don't think it's related directly, because the foreigners who have a lot of money to send their kids to school, they send them to private schools.
Like mostly Harvard, but Harvard is not. Like, I mean private school outside Switzerland or private schools in Switzerland?
In Switzerland.
Okay.
So a lot of
okay, what you are basically talking about public schools.
Come again?
What you are basically talking about is public schools, like your community.
Yes.
Okay.
And the public school in general is just as good as, if not better than, the private schools. When I say in general, it's on average. Then you have these private schools that are for the elite, but when I say elite, is people who govern the world.
Okay.
They send their kids to those private schools in Switzerland.
Okay. So tell us about the. We always hear. I don't know if I'm rushing the question, but we always hear this. It's like the bank of the world. Switzerland is a bank of the world. How does that statue impact on an average Swiss? Is it Swiss? Is Swiss? Is that Sweden, or is Swiss the right word to use?
Yes, Swiss.
Okay. How does it impact on an average Swiss person in terms of growing up the pressure, or is there any pressure on you guys? How does it impact on you guys? Being the banking center of the, what does it impact on the growing up of an average Swiss child?
It doesn't really affect, I would say, the average Swiss person, because that money doesn't really belong to the average Swiss person. It's just, again, the people who have a lot of money and influence in the world see Switzerland as a good place for banking because it's safe, stable politically. I don't know if there are any other geopolitical reasons for it, but it doesn't dictate or influence the day-to-day life of the average Swiss man or woman.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's just like how do I say, you are in Rome. No, I'm giving an example. It's just like you are in Rome. You host. Okay, I want to pick a very. I'm looking for. Okay, let me use this. Let me use this example. This analogy, if it will work. Let me say, it feels like you are in Rome. The Vatican City is in Rome. You have the Pope in the room, but you are not Catholic.
For example.
Does that example really connect?
For example, yeah. I mean, was your question, is every Swiss person rich in some way because all the banks are there?
No. How does that
impact?
Impact on the average Swiss?
Yeah. Just like you're in Rome, yeah.
What are your ambitions? You know, as a child now, for example. As a child, for example, if I grew up in, let me say, in this community, and there's a central bank of Nigeria in this community, and I grew up in this community, the pressure that will likely come on every child then will be, oh, I want to be a banker. Tomorrow I want to work in that central bank.
You mean here?
Yeah, I'm giving an example.
Okay.
So let's just say this filling station here now is let's assume that's a central bank of Nigeria. So if my childhood is built around this community, I'm looking at that the average pressure will be, or let me say there's an oil company around here, the average pressure will be, and every time you wake up you see people driving big cars coming out from the oil company. So the likely pressure of an average child from that environment will be, oh, I want to grow up someday, go to school, graduate, come back and work in this big oil company and be driving big cars. So does the fact that Switzerland hosts the banking system of the banking or the gold reservoir of the world, does the fact that they host the gold reservoir of the world have any impact on the average life of a Swiss child? When as a child, when you guys grew up, what was the first thing that was on your mind as an ambition?
It's not banking.
It's not banking.
No.
That's quite that's quite funny. And
it's not banking.
Like they must be doing so, like I want to say that the government must have been doing so well that to a point that a child coming out from that environment will not even think about banking as their first altar call.
It might be because you have a different perspective, as in the rest of the world has an idea about Switzerland, so they somehow assume that the Swiss people are a reflection of the cliché of its society. For example, I don't know what the rest of the world thinks of Nigeria. What do you think most, I don't, but what do you think most, I mean, I could try and guess, but most Swiss people or European people think about Nigeria?
Okay, so let's put it in perspective. Are you Is it the positive or the negative you're looking at?
Can be any.
Okay, so let's go to the positive.
Mm.
I I To me, I think the average person that is not a Nigerian will be scared of Nigerians
Why?
because one, like it's not scared in a negative way, scared in a positive way. For example, this is a black nation. They are they are there. They are almost everywhere. They are highly intellectual. At least they have achieved. A lot of them have achieved a lot of stuff. They are okay. Aside the population, they are spread across board. Uh-huh. They are strong-willed. This if you meet an average Nigerian outside, I don't know what it means to meet a Nigerian inside Nigeria, but if you meet an average Nigerian outside, it's like they carry all the trauma from Nigeria with them.
You think you can meet an average Nigerian outside Nigeria when you look at the population?
I think if I enter a place and I don't see a Nigerian, I will be scared of that place because I know our people have traveled, they have spread, they have traveled. We are a country of more than 200 million people. My state alone, my state alone has up to 7 million people in diaspora.
Mm.
My state alone has more than 7 million people in diaspora.
Mm.
So if I enter a place and I don't find a community of Nigerians, I will feel that there is something wrong with the place. Yes, that's the mindset that we have here, because our struggles has made us to leave, a lot of us to leave the shores of the country just to make ends meet. Our struggles have seen to that fact. So I basically I don't want to think people naturally will have negative mindsets about Nigerians, except probably those that are just internet-based people. They don't they don't relate, like they don't relate with they don't have a community of people that. But I believe if you're out there and you've related with Nigerians, you most likely like Nigerians. If you related with Nigerians out there, because the posture they show here will be different from the posture they show outside there. So, I've combed a lot of social medias, and I know the joy I see around people that have Nigerian friends, not the ones that have been scammed by Nigerians, the ones that have Nigerians friends, and the ones that live within the community of Nigerians. There is this touch of Nigerian. See, it takes a lot for somebody to copy you. You understand? When I see people out there that the Nigerian culture has impacted, I see a certain joy that they derive in in socializing with our culture. So that alone tells me that there's a positive thing happening out there, not the negative aspect.
What are you the most proud about when you think about Nigeria?
When I think about Nigeria, what I'm most proud of,
Yeah.
I think I'm most proud of our culture,
Which part?
and our resilience, our food, our clothing. The fact that the fact that we can still be a global citizen while still oozing out Nigeria to other people. Like I said, I see videos of people that are within around Nigerian people. You see the Nigerian culture creeping into their lifestyle in a very positive way. So I think I'm most proud of that. And Nigerians are intermarrying, and I think in the next 100 years there won't be any in a community or in a community of 10 persons.
Someone sent ice cream. I don't know what this is.
What's that? What's that?
Someone sent ice cream.
That's a gift.
Okay. Benny
Tell the
sent
person
you.
thank you. Benny, thank you. So I think in a community of, you understand?
Yeah.
Where was I? I lost. Okay, I was saying that
Nigerian.
yeah, what we are most proud of. So that fact that we are able to influence out of every 10 persons in the next 100 years in the world, you will have somebody, at least one person that is related to a Nigerian. Write it down. In the next 100 years, you will not meet 10 persons in the global world without having at least one person related to a Nigerian. That's what I think. So I think the culture is growing faster, from our music to our food. Sometimes I do watch YouTube videos where I see Europeans eat our afang, taste our jollof rice, eat our food, and then they are impressed by it. I'm now seeing bookers, Nigerian bookers in those countries doing their thing, making so much money from selling Nigerian food. I think Nigeria has a way of influencing people with anything that is positive about it. And I think that is what should we as a people must always pick and drive with. So I think that's what we must as a people pick and drive with. That positive aspect. The negative ones will always be there, but for the fact that we are able to influence people to listen to our music, we are able to influence people to pick interest in the African culture, to pick interest in the African dressing, to pick interest in who we are as Africans. That's more than that, without gun, without invading any country.
Yeah.
That's the most positive thing anybody should think about.
Yeah.
Today, you cannot go to a club abroad if you don't play Nigerian music before the club is over. You won't. I'm not saying there are no clubs that, but at least so many clubs. You have Nigerian promoters doing so much. You get. I see Koreans singing Nigerian. I see Chinese singing Nigerian songs. What more positive thing do you want? That's Africa conquering the world without a single bullet. And that is what we want to see. We want to project that aspect, and that is part of what we are building at Buy and Bite. Not just the song, not just the music, not just the food. We can do that with soft food, but not just the food, but the brands. If our music is growing, if our music is taking over the world. For example, this last World Cup, we had Nigerians slated to sing in that event. Before, that kind of thing never happened. But now, there's no single World Cup that will be hosted in this world without a touch of an African man in it. So, look at the bigger picture. What if we have our fashion industry as big as our music industry? What if we have our electronic industry as big as our music industry? If we can do it with music, we can do it with electronics, we can do it with cars, we can do it with anything. Our food is growing, our culture is growing. I don't want a situation where we are left behind. I don't want a situation where our social life grows up, but our technology is left behind. I want a situation where things like our ancient writings, like in CBD, is being used to communicate in the global war. This will lay a good futuristic example and a point of contact that sometimes you don't really need a gun to conquer the war. You don't need a bullet to conquer the war. You don't need the arrows. You don't need the machete. You don't need to be Alexander the Great. And I think, and this is part of the reason why I resonate so much with Christianity, because at a point they didn't really need to. They didn't need the bullets. They didn't need the gun. They didn't need the machete. They were killed. They were killed in the process of becoming the world religion.
Well, it depends on which part of Christianity you look at.
Remove the European conquest. That's not part. For example, now, when you want to put, if you want to put things in perspective, you will not say, for example, if I bring a book to you, you understand? If I bring a book to you, and I write my name in that book,
Yeah.
you understand? And I now tell you that it is your name that is written in that book. If you open that book and you see another name, shall have lied. So part of the reason why I don't try to bring in this bring in the European movement and the rest into to tie it with the Christian movement is because that wasn't the apex of the Christian conquest. The apex was Rome, and the apex was the sacrifice in Rome, the blood of those that were killed in Rome. The European movement, if you open the Christian text, there's no part of the Christian text that gives such liberty. So if I call it Christian, it's like they say you giving a dog a name so that you can hang it. So that's practically why I wouldn't want to go to that area, because I need to prove it in book, in fact, and in all round. It should pass a test. If I accuse you of something, they should be in your character that you can do it. If I say you steal something, or you stole something, if I say you stole something and they take you to the village council, and in your character it is not something you can do. You understand? In your character it's not something you can do. In your principle it's not something you can do. You've never done it. You never have any antecedent for it. The whole community have looked into you. They have checked your environment. They have checked your house. They have checked your inside your house, at least, assuming someone has not has not slotting, like hidden something there. They have checked you, and they see that you don't have the capacity to carry that out. Will my testimony stand in the court of competent jurisdiction? My testimony will not stand. So if I try to fuse in the Europeans, the European funny conquest and the rest and their acts into the broader picture of Christianity, it will not stand. It will not stand. It will not stand a test. It will not stand a full test. So I cannot relate it. For it to stand a test, I have to be sure that this is what these people preach. This is what their book says. This is what, you understand? I have to be sure that that is what they say. So that's why I don't like going through that route. But outside, like I said, in terms of Nigeria, we are actually doing doing a lot, and we can still do more. We can still do more by conquering this war without having to shoot a bullet. With the same tempo we are pushing, we've been building our music, building our entertainment industry, our movies. We can use it to push our technologies, we can use it to push our local cars, we can use it to push anything we are doing in Africa, not just Nigeria. We can use it to push any brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can use it to push all these things to the world. China does not even, I don't even think China has the advantage, because I think the advantage China really had was, okay, they had population, money, they sat down, did their own thing, but the ability to convince, where did it come from? Is it cheaper product? A Nigerian does not need to produce a cheaper product. He can produce something as expensive as your own. Use it and you feel the need to use it with him. That's the aspect I'm looking at.
Okay.
Like someone being so proud of what he uses or what he does to a point that you are able to copy that thing. Not because it is cheaper than your own, not because he is using cheaper labor, but because you enjoy the way he is using it. And I think basically that's the way we promoted our music. Nigerians are vibed to the music, they played it in clubs, they sang it with pride, they enjoyed it. When someone sees joy in what you do, the person will be tempted to key into that energy. And when the person is able to key into that energy, you can't stop another person from keying into the same energy. So it becomes a chain effect. The energy keeps spreading. So we can actually do durable products, durable cars, durable electronics, durable anything. Push it with the same mindset, push it with the same, by the time we are using it over there, people will see how. For my first laptop, Toshiba, I didn't get that Toshiba because of actually I got it from my cousin, but it wasn't just because she was using Toshiba. A colleague of mine was using Toshiba. And the name used to, like the happiness, he was using the Toshiba, the name Toshiba, like the happiness, the energy, the way he protected the laptop and everything, the way he was enjoying the laptop. I had another colleague that was using Dell, I had another colleague that was using HP, but they never gave me the vibe the guy that was using Toshiba was giving me. So when there was a opportunity for my cousin to sell her Toshiba, I got it from her.
Okay.
So you see what made me to buy the Toshiba.
Yeah.
Not because I felt Toshiba was better than Dell or the HP. So it's just the same energy that we can use to promote our stuff here in Africa. We can do it.
Well, it's happening now, so. I said it's happening now. This is what this is about.
Sure. At least step by step.
Yeah, small.
My people say you start from sleeping to learn how to die. So if you don't know how to sleep, you will not know what dying means.
I like that ending. Is there anything else you'd like to ask or to add?
Okay. Do I have I should even have a question.
How does it go again? You sleep to learn to die. You learn to die by sleeping.
Yes, you learn to die by sleeping.
You learn to die by sleeping.
You see, it's the funniest reality now.
It is.
Because when you sleep, you are off the chart.
Yeah.
When you die, you are off the chart. When you sleep, most of the time you are off the chart. So sometimes you can sleep and have dreams. Sometimes you just sleep and wake up and see that it's 7 a.m. You just close your eye and wake up and see that you are at 7 a.m. So And that's even in my local listen, they say you start from sleeping to learn how to die. Yeah.
Say that again.
You start from sleeping to learn. And I'm trying to break it the way it sounds, the way it is said in my local dialect. So you learn how to die by sleeping.
It'd be good to. Would you want to ask
No problem, ask.
Matthew a question so we can start with that next time he's next to you?
Okay. No problem. I'm not even sure he has status. I was hoping he would. Maybe next time.
So think about it.
No, he will also join for sure. He will also join.
No, I know, but I mean, you want to ask him a question now, and then we'll show him that question, and then we can start from the question.
Okay. You have the questions. So
Okay.
me, I'm here to answer more questions if you have.
Okay.
We can digress to other stuff and more answers.
So to learn to die, was it? You learn to how to die.
Learn to die by sleeping.
By sleeping.